always have had a thing for unusual cars, things that you don't see every day. I've been a car fan my entire life. I guess most guys can say that. But there's just something about the Jags. I've always loved them, especially the XK. I love the GT style car. It's the functionality plus the performance, and they just have a sexy cat-like look to them. You know, I just really dig it. I've had every version of the XK, of the current XK body style, starting back in 2008. I've had an XK, XKR, XKRS. Now I have the XKRS-GT. I probably have more experience in the XKs than anybody that doesn't work for Jaguar right now. The XK series has been part of the Jaguar history for decades, and it culminated and ended in 2015 with when the final Jaguar was made. The XKRS-GT behind me is one of 40 cars that was supposed to be the pinnacle of the XK line before they quit making them. What makes it different from an XK? Well, a standard XK is just a 5-liter NA engine. The one I had was actually a 4.2. It was 300 horsepower. But you get into the XKR and XKRS. XKR is 510 horsepower. XKRS is 550 horsepower. I saw my first one probably 4 or 5 years ago online. I think Chris Harris was driving it. And anytime you watch Chris Harris drive a car, you know, he really knows how to get you excited about it. But it was one of those things where I'd worked my way through the XK line. XKRS was the pinnacle of, I thought, anything reasonable that anyone would have. But the GT was one of those cars that you would see on the front of Car and Driver or something, and it's the prototype that makes it to the car shows. But you never really see one in person, and never really crossed my mind that I would own one. But I've had it on my Facebook cover page before, years before I bought it. My buddy in England, David Moore, that's worked for Jaguar for over 3 decades, headed up the project for the GT. And when they came to him, they asked him to make something better, more refined, and more of a track weapon than the XKRS. And he really delivered. There are 50, 60, 70 differences in this car from the other car. Obviously the aero, it's got, I think they said 50% more downforce. The suspension is 40 or 50% tighter. There's a ton of numbers involved with it, but it's really, the numbers don't describe it. It's the culmination of the package that you get. It's got a different traction control, so it really does put the power down. And it's just so tight. The car is just so much better. I've got experience in driving. I've driven everything: McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Porsches. I've had some cars. It's as good as anything that I've driven out there. But it's not. You can get cars that are faster, but there's something about the XKRS-GT. It has a passion and it's, I don't know if it's the marquee, if it's how it affected me, but there's just when you get behind the wheel of the GT. It just brings all your emotions to the surface. It's so good at what it does, but it does it in such a celebration of noise and speed, a little bit of loose-ended type of thing going on there. But you have to pay attention with the car, but you really can trust the car. And that was something you might not have gotten in the RS. Where this one came about, in March of 2019 in Amelia Island, Kurt, my full octane garage partner, was down there a day before I got there and found this particular GT at a Russo and Steel auction. It's the exact car that I have been looking at for the last 2 or 3 years that was for sale down in Palm Beach, Florida, and it sat in a collection with 1,406 miles on it for 3 years. But it was just one of those things where it was an expensive car, it was far away, and just probably wasn't going to happen. But now it's at auction. I don't know what it's going to go for, and it's right in front of me. So, I mean, opportunities sometimes present themselves for a reason. It's probably one of the most horrendous stressful, wonderful experiences of my life. Still couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I bought the car. But it's everything that I thought it was, and it's more. It's really a cool car to drive. And just look at it. I mean, there's nothing else like it on the road. Most people, I guess that's what I like about the GT more than anything else, is it's so rare that if you were to see one, that's probably the only one you'll ever see in your life. You'll probably never see another of these cars. In actuality, I think there's only 21 of the 25 left in the United States, so it's getting more rare. And I just love that feeling when I pull into a car show or a parking lot or a gas station. Nobody knows what it is, but they want to know. And you look at the dive planes on the front, and the carbon fiber splitter, the hood louvers, the functional hood louvers. I mean, everything on this car has a purpose, and it says go fast. And that's what it does. It goes fast, and it does it with a lot of noise. And it's just, I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of vanity in me, but I like the attention getting in this car. It's a ride to drive. The noise is my favorite thing about the car. When you do that thing where you're driving down the road and you'll push on the accelerator some, you'll get it to 3,000, 3,500 RPM, and then you let it off, and you can hear the popping. I do that 50 times a day when I drive it, and I'll do it tomorrow the same 50 times. It just, when you get it higher in the RPMs, it really sounds off. There's nothing that sounds like it, in my opinion. It's a sight to behold and a sound to behold. I think I have, in my opinion, most Jaguar collectors' perfect pair of cars. I've got I have the rarest of the modern era cars, and I have one of the classic E-types. Where would I go from here? Well, I could see in a couple of years, because I love the rare cars. I love things that you don't see before. Maybe a Project 7 and a Project 8. That would be the quintessential garage, would be those 4 Jags. Then I'm done buying cars. I won't buy another one. You believe that?
What's up, Buttercups? Hope you guys are having an amazingly golden day. My name is Elvis, and I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video that I put out about the XKRS-GT owned by James from the Full Octane Garage. So the reason why I'm actually making this end video is, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can share it with your friends, but also if you want to see more videos like this, please let me know of some cars that you would like to see featured, and I would love to bring them to the channel, because I love doing videos, making videos like this, but I haven't made one like this in a very long time. And so yeah, just please let me know of cars you would like to see and owners that would like their cars featured, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching this golden video again. If you would like to see more from this channel, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Instagram at The Golden Drive, and you can follow James and the Full Octane Garage at Full Octane Garage on Instagram and YouTube as well. Oh, it's so cold. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me have a golden rest of the day. Okay, and if you want to see more of the Datsun too, obviously follow our YouTube channel, The Golden Drive. Okay, guys, hope you have a golden rest of the day. Bye.